My Hero Academia One's Justice is the first home console My Hero game to ever be released, which is being published by Bandai Namco Entertainment and developed by byking, who is known for working on the Gunslinger series, which is a arcadey third-person shooter. So when we initially heard they were asked to develop a 3D arena fighter for My Hero Academia, some eyebrows were raised. I personally purchased a Japanese copy of One's Justice when the game released in that region on August 23rd. I've had the game now for a little less than 2 months, which was more than enough time to analyze and take in what this game had to offer. One's Justice is a very gimmick-based 3D anime arena fighter, which does stand out from previous ones, but not in the way that you would expect. With all that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, my name is Prodigy, and welcome to our My Hero Academia One's Justice review. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. One of the key aspects of games is content and replayability. The more fun a game might be, the longer you'll be enticed to play it. Same thing goes for the amount of content in a game. In One's Justice case, it has a really decent amount of content. Most of it is just your average fighting game stuff, but the modes that One's Justice has are story mode with the hero and villain side, mission mode, player and character customization, versus mode, online mode, plus a recently added arcade mode. Starting from the top to the bottom, the story mode is extremely lackluster, with little challenge in between making up for the also lackluster cutscenes. It's simply just the hero and villain side of the first half of Season 3. Nothing unique to either side except their different perspectives. This story mode, if you're not trying to rush through it, is going to take you about 3 to 4 hours. And trust me, those 3 to 4 hours feels like a chore. It doesn't feel like they did the hero and villain side story mode with any effort added to it. It sort of just feels like they separated the two sides to make the story mode longer. You do get lots of coins, which is the currency you use to customize your character, which I'll be touching upon in a moment, but it doesn't make up for the fact that while I'm playing this, I'd really just rather be doing anything else. It's especially bad if you've already watched Season 3, which if you're buying this game, you most likely have. So story mode is a no for this game, and is more lackluster than even most other anime story modes, which I feel says quite a lot. Mission mode can at times be very enjoyable and other times feel like a chore. Again, I'm saying that about another mode, which is not a good thing. Every once in a while, like I'd say every couple of missions, you would get a decent challenge here and there. I honestly would have preferred for them to have a more fleshed out version of mission mode than do what they did with the story mode of this game. Because at least with mission mode, there's some enjoyment to be had there, while in story mode, I can't tell you I've had any enjoyment in that. It's something simple to pass by the time and do in the background while you're learning the game, but it's really only useful if you want more coins for customization, and the extra player icons they give you for online. Nothing super special, but it doesn't hurt to have in the game, and is a nice thing to have. So for the most part, mission mode is good, but can be a little boring at times. The customization is definitely one of the shining features in this game, and you can actually do a lot with it. It is debatably the most unique thing about this game. Customization is really fun and goes surprisingly deep. Not as deep as, say, Soul Calibur, but about as deep as maybe something like Xenoverse. You can even use your customized characters online for the world to see, which is really cool that they do that. Each and every character has cool costumes and different combinations of things you can customize. It's really one of those standout things about this game, but is it enough to justify a purchase? I don't know.
Arcade is an interesting game mode for this game. In the One's Justice arcade mode, you fight through 6 various characters from the cast, and you can also fight a Nomu. The difficulty gap is much harder than other modes of the game, or just as high as mission mode. However, after you defeat the last battle in the arcade mode, it really doesn't reward you all that well. You certainly get player card icons and more unlockable customization items, but the issue is, where's the cutscenes or the behind the scenes look at more about the characters you conquered arcade mode with? This is disappointing because other fighting games and arena fighters have done more than just do back-to-back fights. And by being this way, My Hero Academia 1's Justice arcade mode is lackluster and is one of the weaker modes compared to the rest of the game.
So that about wraps up the content for One's Justice. It's a decent amount of content, although not all of it is that worthwhile to play unless you really like player icons for online and customization. Some things can be fun, while a lot of the time it feels like a chore playing these modes, and I'm not exactly okay with that. Going away from the content of the game, we'll be transitioning into the gameplay. The gameplay for One's Justice is definitely unique, and I can't say I've played a lot of anime fighters like it. Though normally with anime arena fighters, there's always some pros and some cons, and most of those pros and cons have to do with the gameplay. So let's break it down in as simple of a way as we can so you can get the picture.
Pros. One's Justice is unique with its combat and can be very addicting. Gameplay is very fluid, responsive, and plays pretty well. My Hero Academia, One's Justice runs at a clean resolution of 1080p 60 FPS on PS4. Graphically and frame rate wise, this game is good. It is well optimized. Models, facial expressions could be way better and more detailed, which takes away from the cutscenes at times, but nothing too damaged to the overall experience. The game has one noticeable frame drop, and that's during battle intros, mainly online. Considering that's the only one we've consistently found in game, it doesn't really occur during gameplay at all. The game has two gameplay modes, which is manual and simple. Simple mode is literally everything can be executed in single button press or mashing specific attack buttons. Think of Dragon Ball Fighter's auto combo system. Manual mode is where you get the most fun because in the middle of an attack string, you can combo cancel, which a blue ring will appear for you to continue your combo. The huge benefit of manual mode is that it helps support gauge feel faster. One's Justice has a support system labeled as sidekicks. You pick two supports as they help and aid you in battle. What makes this mechanic special compared to other arena fighters is you can hold down each assist button, therefore stalling the execution of their respective support action. This creates more combo ability and makes it easy to get out of various damaging combos.
The stages in One's Justice are another shining feature about this game. Most of them are very colorful and vibrant, and they nicely represent the areas in the anime. Some of the stages are small, which means wall spots are a lot more likely, and some are huge and don't have wall spots at all. So it's nice that you have to keep in mind what stage you choose when fighting. Not everything about the stages are perfect though. There are some stages, like most notably the ring out stages, which are extremely annoying and aren't enjoyable at all. The reason for this is because there's moves in the game that automatically force you to plummet to the ground, which will very likely force you into a ring out situation. You are forced to play a certain way on these stages, and it just feels like a hassle rather than a challenge, and I feel like it's best to kind of just avoid them in general if you're playing online, which I don't think there should be stages that I feel you should have to avoid.
Cons. The two huge issues with this game is it seemingly rewards players who better offensive play, then balancing both spectrums with defense and offensive options. Spamming the game is more rewarding than actual melee combat in One's Justice. Most of the better characters in the games have a huge advantage because how their zoning properties work, so the roguey can win without getting near you. Since there is really no good blocking mechanics besides just guarding, it's kind of impossible not to play lame projectile characters. The biggest issues I have with the combat overall is how floaty the gameplay really is. You spend most of your time in the air constantly fighting, and plus you cannot block in the air, making it floaty for no reason. However, perfect guarding doesn't stop the opponent's combo or push them back, so you literally have to have perfect execution all the way throughout, or you're going to still take damage or even potentially put back into the opponent's normal combo. This hurts the gameplay a lot because either you will be frustrated constantly on getting caught into a combo, or highly frustrated that the defensive options are lackluster when it comes to the core gameplay.
Spamming is a gigantic problem in this game. It's not as simple as work around it or simply blocking. This game in no way, shape, or form punishes those spammers. This is widely due to the lack of defense options not stopping them from spamming projectiles. Also, along with the fact that if you happen to catch a spammer and put him into a combo, he could easily just pop a assist, which will kick you out of whatever combo you're doing on him, and the opponent will likely just go back to spamming projectiles and running. If you're playing online, especially as of right now, have fun playing with multiple friends because there is no spectator or endless mode, which I feel like in this day and age of fighting games, there is no reason not to have. It's a hassle playing with multiple friends and having to switch back and forth between who you play with or leaving every time you want to change characters. By leaving the match, going into the menu, and dealing with all the online loading screens again. Endless or spectator mode will allow for these transitions to be a lot smoother and will keep you playing for a lot longer. Because I know a lot of people who buy these games buy them with a specific purpose to play with friends or play online, and this is a very bad thing for those people.
My Hero 1's Justice is a fun experience that any Boku no Hero Academia fan could potentially enjoy. What 1's Justice lacks is heart, and even with that being Byking's first shonen licensed arena fighter, it's really frustrating where it seems they take one step forward and 2 steps back.
The score we've decided to give My Hero Academia 1's Justice, positives and negatives in mind, is a 6.5 out of 10. Adding on to what Avatar said, this game lacks heart when it comes to combat. Everything else screams My Hero, but the gameplay just ain't it. There's fun in it, but there's not enough content or fun in the gameplay alone to completely justify a $60 purchase. Some of the issues we have with this game are patchable and could be added in later, like endless mode and adding more defense options. Those two things, especially if added, could easily change our current score drastically. Though, don't buy this game with the mindset that they'll end up patching those things. Buy it after they patch those things. Don't give them your money so they can justify not fixing stuff, because a lot of companies do that. My Hero is a loved franchise, and they're going to keep attempting to make My Hero games. I think byking tried, but overall didn't succeed at satisfying us with this title. There's hope for the future of this game though, because like I said, a lot of the things are patchable, though I won't stop you if you're really thirsty for a My Hero game and are already driven to buy this. There is hope for this game, but hope doesn't completely justify the $60 price tag. This is more of a $30 to $40 gaming experience, and even then I still would rather buy something else. I would not fully recommend it. But regardless though, thank you for watching this review of My Hero Academia 1's Justice. Subscribe to Avatar Yaya, his link will be in the description below. He was a huge help in making this video possible. We'll be sure to keep you posted in future videos on whether the state of this game changes or not. Until then though, leave a like, share the video with a friend or family member, and last but not least, if you want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is click that red little subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you soon. Peace out.